Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started here. My name is Ted Rockwell. I'm the Director of Marketing for the Division of Continuing Education at University of Colorado Boulder. Welcome to our webinar series. Today we're going to be demonstrating how a non-degree student can apply to the University of Colorado Boulder through continuing education. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our presenter for today, Jared Martin.
Hello, everyone.
Jared is the Enrollment Services Office Manager and a former student at CU Boulder. So as a former student, Jared understands the difficulties that students face every day. So if, as Jared is presenting, you have questions, please send those questions to us in the questions field of your dashboard. It'll be in the dashboard that you use to kind of view things here next to your screen. So without further ado, here is Jared Martin.
Hello, everyone. So yes, welcome to our first webinar. We will be discussing how to apply as a continuing education non-degree student. So let's get started. So the outline for today's webinar, we will be accessing the continuing education website to enroll as a new student. If you are a current student, or if you are an international student or an under 22-year-old student, you will follow probably the very similar steps as we will cover with this application. However, there are additional supplemental forms or permissions, so we recommend contacting our continuing education advising staff at this website, which is ce.colorado.edu/advising and /. And then let's see, at the very end of the presentation, we will go over frequently asked questions that we receive in enrollment services. All right, so getting started. If you go to our website, which is ce.colorado.edu, you will want to click on the Student Resources tab, which will be listed here towards the top right of the page. Once you click there, you'll see a number of options. Students can select from advising, enrollment, dates and deadlines, tuition and fees, billing and payment, financial aid, and the student handbook. But for our purposes, we're going to be clicking on the enrollment tab. So this will bring up a website. So yeah, we'll click on enrollment. And here you'll find our application information. We have general information on eligibility to enroll. For the purpose of this presentation, we're going to select new students, where we will find either the online enrollment application or the enrollment registration PDF. Now, you will be able to complete either application, and in this presentation, we will go over the online enrollment application. So you'll select this option, and it will pull up the application. It'll ask you to select a career. So you will indicate if you're a graduate non-degree or if you're an undergraduate student. And even for students who have completed a bachelor's degree previously at another institution and who are still looking to enroll in undergraduate level courses, you will select undergraduate. Next, it will ask to select a program. So you will select either non-degree undergrad for the current term, or the next term, which happens to be fall 2016, will appear as an option. So let's go ahead and select this term. After you select your program, it'll ask you to select a field of study. And it gives us the option for continuing education, undergrad, non-degree application. So we'll select that. And then lastly, it will ask us to select an admit term, and we will select the current term, which is summer 2016. After you've selected your career, program, field of study, and admit term, you'll click Apply for this program, and it'll load the application. Now, this is a single entry application. It will not save, so students or you will actually complete it in one sitting, which typically takes about 30 minutes. So it will ask for basic biographical information, demographic information. You'll include your contact information, so your legal first name, middle name, legal last name, any preferred name. If you're married, you'll also indicate your former last name. And then it'll ask for other personal information. such as gender, your social security number, if you've served in the military. I'll ask for your address, other contact information such as your home phone number and email address, citizenship, your residency. Now, if you are claiming in-state residency or legal domicile within the state of Colorado, there are a number of qualifications that are found on the registrar's website, which is listed here. If you click yes, you will have to complete the supplemental form, which is the tuition classification form, which basically will ask you to provide certain evidence that you meet the requirements to be a Colorado resident. So this will include driver's license information, whether or not you voted within the state of Colorado or have registered your license plate or have filed income taxes within the state of Colorado. And after you select that, it'll also ask for your emergency contact information, academic history. It does ask some eligibility questions, and these are all mandatory. We do ask if you have a pending criminal charge. If yes, then you will have to complete the attached criminal history supplemental form and then attach it to your application at the end when you're submitting it. We also ask if you've ever been placed on probation or suspension for any non-academic misconduct or behavioral misconduct, and there is also a supplemental form located here. We also ask if you are applying to continuing education without having received a high school diploma or GED, and if you are under the age of 22 and not enrolled in a degree program. Then we also ask if you are an international student. Let's see, after eligibility questions, we also ask if you have a previous bachelor's degree or higher degree at another institution. We do also ask that you certify that the information that you're including in this application is correct, and that you also understand that the university or continuing education programs do not imply current or future admission to a degree program at the University of Colorado Boulder. So if you have any supplemental documents, which will include the tuition classification form or the criminal history form, or also the non-academic suspension form, here is where you will actually attach it to your application. Now, these can be saved to your desktop computer as a PDF format. If you are using a Mac, there are some issues which we do highlight, so we do recommend not submitting the application or the supplemental forms from a Mac. Or you can also fax it to our office, and I'll provide the contact information later in this presentation. So yeah, after you have completed the application, you'll hit submit, and then that'll get sent to our office. So just an overview of the presentation. We located the enrollment registration form on the Continuing Education website under the Student Resources tab, and that URL is ce.colorado.edu/resources. We also went over completing the application and the required supplemental forms that may apply to your situation if you are applying. So now let's answer some frequently asked questions.
All right, Jared, I've got some questions. I'm wondering if there are any application fees associated with submitting this application.
That's a good question. We actually do not currently have any application fees required for our applications. This may change as the application could be changing within the next year or so, but no, we currently do not.
Well, that's excellent. How long does it normally take for an application to be processed by your office?
Typically, we say 1 to 2 hours if a student is completing the online application. If you are completing the application through the PDF form and submitting it either through an email or by faxing it, it can take up to 1 to 2 business days, which is the typical business process that our enrollment service office typically runs through. So yeah, it kind of depends on the format of the application.
That seems reasonable. Do you guys require any sort of transcripts or test scores that I should send along with my application?
Not if you are applying as a new student who is over the age of 22. Now, if you are applying into some of our programs like Access, or if you're an under 22 applicant, transcripts may be required to be submitted directly to the department that you're looking to take classes for. Under 22-year-old students will also submit AP test scores or transcripts to our advising staff for approval, but no, it's not typically required.
Okay. If that's not required, then how long does it typically take to fill out an application like this?
Right, so that will depend on the online application or the PDF application. It kind of depends on which format you're completing, but most users should be able to complete and submit the online application within a short time frame, usually within 30 minutes to an hour, unless additional supplemental forms are required, such as the criminal history, tuition classification, or non-academic suspension forms. Those may take a little bit more information, as with the criminal history form, if I was applying and had to submit that form, I would need to obtain some additional information from either local courts or law enforcement agencies. But typically we say most users should be able to complete and submit the application in its entirety within like 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. So if I was a student last year, do I have to fill out this application?
That will depend if you have not taken classes at CU Boulder within the past 12 months. If it has been 12 months, then yes, it's very likely that your student record has been discontinued and you would need to resubmit an application because that amount of time will, typically we say that students who haven't taken classes within or over 12 months are able to establish residency somewhere else. So we do require that information just so we have an updated student record and that we can also review for residency requirements.
All right. Jared, I filled out an application about a week ago and I haven't heard anything. What should I do?
I would recommend contacting our enrollment services staff either at our phone number, which is area code 303-492-5148, or you can also contact us at our email address, which is ceregistration@colorado.edu. And if you're local, our office hours during the summer are Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30, and during the fall and spring semesters, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 5 p.m.
Okay. I have a few questions here that have come in from some of our viewers that, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and ask you now.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to put us both on screen for this. So if I was a CU student 5 years ago but never graduated, am I considered a non-degree student?
No, you're still considered a degree student. If you were taking classes in a degree program and left for some reason, you're still recognized as a degree student, and you have two options. You can either apply through our office as a readmit, or you can go through main campus admissions, but no, you'd still be recognized as a degree student.
So let's see. Can I take main campus courses through continuing ed?
Yes, absolutely. We have this program called the Access program, which allows non-CU degree students to enroll in main campus courses. It may be required to submit written approval from the instructor to our office, but yes, you can enroll in main campus courses. And I would recommend checking out our website. We do have a program page for the Access program. So yeah, just go to ce.colorado.edu and click on the program tab, and it should take you to the Access program. So yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Here's another question. I would like to take an online class, but I just moved to Colorado last month. Will I have to pay out-of-state tuition?
That's a great question. All of our online courses are not subject to in-state and out-of-state tuition rates, so it doesn't matter if you're taking an online course here in Colorado or if you're in another state or even another country. As long as you have internet access and can access your student portal, you should be able to take that class, and we recognize that students can take these classes anywhere, so they are charged at a different rate that's not subject to in or out-of-state tuition rates.
Okay, excellent. I think those are the questions that I see here. Let's go ahead and turn on our webcams, Jared, and kind of wrap things up here. If anyone does have any questions, please feel free to put those in your control panel there. We'll take some time to ask those questions. If we don't have any more questions, then I guess that about wraps this webinar up. Thank you all for tuning in to learn more about continuing education and how to apply as a non-degree student. And thank you to Jared for presenting today. If you have any questions about continuing ed or how to get involved as a student at CU, please check out our website at ce.colorado.edu, or you can call us anytime at 303-492-5148. And you can even stop in and say hi to us. If you've got questions that you feel might be difficult, we're happy to meet you in person if you'd like. We're at 1505 University Avenue, Boulder, Colorado, 80309. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks. See you.